welcome. It is another glorious day. Thank you so much for being here on the Eric Zane Show podcast, the daily show, where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. I just caught something on the video stream. I think at the start of the show, it said stream is ending. Whoops. Okay. One of the 8 million things that I can forget on a daily basis. But nevertheless, I am still here. Okay. Welcome in a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. We'll just put that behind us. No big deal. No big deal. It happens from time. Aram says it happens a lot. Well, I think you're in a nitpicking mood then if you want to continue to belabor this point. Look at that. That's a fine-looking haircut on that gorgeous hunk of man. It was getting unruly, as it was described to me. Cleaned it up last night, as we are now probably about 10 years that I've been cutting my own hair. So, I don't know how much a haircut costs. $30? If you get 6 a year, 30 times 6, Zane math, 180 times 10 years, I've saved myself $1,800. Oh, my God, I'm going to be rich. Okay, so glad that you are here. Hang on, I got to drink coffee. The hell was I just going to talk about? Just finished paying off the wedding dress. The wedding dress is now paid. That happened yesterday. Diana went off to with Jackie, and then they, you get it ready to make the alterations. Then so finally that thing is paid off. One of just many things that are going to be coming my way in the next handful of months. Now, 4 months, 5 days until my beloved first daughter is married. I cannot believe I am saying those words. Oh, my God. I am just here to say that is going to be a horrible day. I think that when it comes down to horrible days, it's going to go in this order. That day, number 1, worst day of my entire life. And number 2, 9/11. And then all the firings after that. Oh, no. It's going to go. The wedding, the death of my mother was not as bad as the wedding's going to be in terms of worst day of my life. And then 9/11. Maybe if I rack my brain a little more, I'll be able to give you some more days that are the worst days of my life. Now, the reason why I say that is because I will be such an emotional pile of tears, snot, probably urine and feces, and God help us, jizz. I don't know why that last one had to work its way in there, but Amanda says, why the worst day? Jackie becomes Justin's problem then. Yeah, I don't look at it that way. And I understand, maybe in a silly way, but I am just such a, oh, God, my daughters, they're just so unbelievably, I don't know. There's something spectacular about having daughters. Anyone who has a daughter, like I was talking with Kenny yesterday, him and his lovely daughter Kelsey. He was spending considerable time with the child because the child's going off on like a trip for an extended period of time, and then the young man can't see his daughter. That's what dads do. If they're worth anything, as soon as the kid leaves, then you just go, oh my God. So that's what it is. For me, it's all just bittersweet. It's very, very bittersweet. in truth, it's wonderful, that she's marrying such a great guy. I mean, I just love Justin to death. I mean, he's fantastic. Really got a winner in that one. They're all great. All the significant others of my kids are just wonderful. And Manny has a significant other too, but we haven't talked about it yet. Details forthcoming. They are now Facebook official. So welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. That is done. Wedding dress off the books. It's flushed. Now we've got the big price tags of the rest of the venue. That's a big one. That's tens of thousands of dollars. I don't even remember the amount of money I put down as a down payment on these things. I'm just like, give me the bill, get it out of here. I don't ever want to see it again. I get these massive bills every couple of months. I just got a massive one for my daughter's first semester of college, that my youngest, Madison. So there's 8 big bills that hit, and they're all I'm not shitting you. This is what you have to prepare yourself for. Over $20,000. So every handful of months, I have to write a $20,000+ check, and that's after the scholarship. After the scholarship, it is. I don't know. Higher education is expensive, no doubt. In particular, this college. This is not the local community college, which, that's what you try to do as a parent, is you try to now, I don't have the right stuff to just say to the kid, you're going to the community college. I don't, because what happened there is I said, yeah, you're going to the community college. And then she said, no, I want to go away to school. And I said, okay, all right. And it was that simple for her to defeat me. I want to save some money. You can commute. I want to live on campus. Okay. Yeah, but it'll save me a ton of money. Yeah, the school's not that far away. No, all right. That's how easily I am defeated. Shit. All I do is worry. Madison, she wanted to go to that meth-induced festival, Electric Forest, where everyone who goes there winds up missing. There's 80,000 people there at Electric Forest, and they're all missing right now. The only survivor was Madison. Everyone else is missing and presumed dead. But she actually asks ahead of time. She's like, "Can I go?" And I'm like, "Well, why are you asking me? You're going to be 20 years old in just over a month. You're just doing this as a courtesy." She goes, "Yeah, you're right." And so I go, "Well, why? No, the answer is no." And she's going to say, "Well, I'm going anyway." And so that's what happened. I'm like, "Oh, all right." And then the latest, "Hey, Dad, so I want to know if I can go to Lollapalooza." And I go, "No." And she goes, "Well, I'm going." I go, "Oh, okay, cool." I go, "Why do you want to go to such a fucking catastrophe?" "'Cause Machine Gun Kelly's going to be there." And I go, "Well, that's even worse. That's even worse. You seeing him is even worse than the thought of you being abducted and sold into sex slavery in Guadalajara, Mexico. The fact that you think that is quality entertainment. The fuck? I think I need to really sit down for a little while and do like a reaction video to listening to that shit. Machine Gun Kelly. truth be told, I've never listened to one bit of what he produces. So it might be great, but I doubt it. So that's kind of the environment that we're in right about now. Getting back to the whole wedding thing, I'm just a softie, okay? I'm just super softie when it comes to, especially my daughters. And, but my years of raising them, pretty much long gone. And that drives me crazy. I still cannot believe that. And for you parents with young kids, it's coming. It is coming. I see Rick from TC Paintball is there. See, I got my TC Paintball gear on right now. Still waiting to get Paintball War number 19 scheduled. What is up with that? But Rick has young kids. So it's coming, man. Despite the fact that Rick is like 66 or 67 years old. I think he had his kids late in life. He's super old, massive arthritis, racking his body, can't even hold a paintball gun anymore. He has aged rapidly, okay? And despite that, he's still trying to hang on to his youth. But he still has to raise those kids. It'd probably a good idea to hire 6 or 7 nannies at your advanced age. He writes, "That's it. I'm quitting Patreon." Oh, Rick, for God's sake, don't do it. Speaking of Patreon, I broke the news to you yesterday on Patreon because the shit hit the fan. And for those of you that enjoyed that, bear with me, but this is a big story. This was a little bit concerning as I sat right here in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker studio, finishing up the day's work from the first podcast, and Diana comes through that door, comes walking in and sits down, and she goes, "Oh, geez, boy, something's wrong. Don't know what's up with that." I go, "What?" "Oh, I don't know. Just something. I don't know if I should be concerned." "Well, what is it?" "Oh, chest pain. It's like there's pressure on my chest, and it's going through to my back, and I'm having a hard time catching my breath. Yeah, breathing is a little labored, so I can't breathe that well, and I'm having chest pains." I go, and I had this look on my face that you see right now if you're watching the video live stream. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I've never been a whatever guy. I go, "We'll call the doctor immediately." "Yeah, but then what if they tell me to go to the hospital?" I go, "Well, yes, exactly. That's how this works." What? Now, I know ultimately what's going to happen, because when you call this particular medical group, it picks up with a recording and says, "Hello, you've reached Spectrum Health. If you are having the symptoms that Diana is having, hang up and call 911. And so it says that, and I'm looking at her like, okay. And I'm like reaching for my phone. And she gets up, she ignores that. So mistake number 2. Person gets on the phone. Now a couple minutes have passed. More minutes that we could have been getting a physician, getting her in the hands of a qualified professional. Diana explains what's up to this person in the same kind of nonchalant way. "Yeah, just a little bit of, chest pain, and I can't breathe." The lady goes, "I'm going to get you through to a triage nurse right away." Now, that never happens. Normally, when I call, it's always about something with the NFK. It's not urgent. And so I'm on a hold for like an hour always. But in this case, I knew we're fucked, or I knew what they were going to say, because right away a triage nurse gets in the front. She goes, explain what's going on. And then the lady goes, yeah, you need to call 911. No, I'm not going to do that. And I go, oh, fuck. So I go, let's go. We get in the car. And so she's still not fully grasping the severity of this. Now, regardless if it's just a fluke or something entirely different or harmless, you never, ever, ever dismiss those things. Because the time that you don't, then you're really screwed. You know, damage has been done to the heart. And so she goes, why does it? We're driving over there to the hospital, and which is just down the road. It's not far, in Zeeland, Michigan. And she says, she's kind of like, I'm talking her through this. I go, yeah, you know, your body warns you with some subtle. Some people aren't so lucky that if their heart does start acting up for whatever reason, the first symptom is sudden death. And that's true. The old cardiac rehab classes coming into play, that a high percentage of first symptoms for heart attack victims is death. You're lucky if, in fact, your ticker is doing something it's not supposed to because of a blockage of one of your coronary vessels. You're getting a little warning here. So that's why you go, and then they can do the necessary things to determine that. If at the very least, it's just precautionary. So then she's like getting anxious. I took her blood pressure just before we left, and it was high. 140 over 92, and then I took it again. It was 138 over, it was 148. I don't know, whatever. It was high. We get there. They whisker right in. And all of this took maybe an hour and a half for her to get nude, put the EKG leads on her. They did EKG or ECG to look at the waveform of her heart, the electrical impulses. They took blood to look for markers that happen when your heart is getting ready to explode. They did an X-ray. The doctor did a visual check and talked to her. And at the end of that, he said, you're fine. You are free to go. Everything is fine. The thought was it was anxiety. And she admitted that she's a very anxious lady. And she said in particular, she said there's been some things that have been causing her some anxiety. That some of you listening created. And so she went ahead and she chalked it up to that. By the time we got home, she realized that the medicine that she has to take that is supposed to relieve that, it's a transdermal patch, hormonal for a lady. She hadn't been using the patch for like 10 days. And I go, why didn't you tell him that? Why didn't you mention that to the doctor? You haven't been taking the medicine. And that was because we left the prescription at home when we went up north. I go, that might have been it. And she goes, well, I don't know. I was feeling that way a little bit, like a little bit before that. I go, all right, well, whatever. I go, I'm just glad you're okay. I'm just happy that we are that family that does not sit there and dismiss those things. You have to act, or else you die. The idea of an August 7th TC paintball war has been floated by the paintball master, the one Rick. Cannot do that. I have an appearance in downtown Grand Rapids at a cornhole tournament with Pepinos and Cornhole America. which, by the way, that's going to be awesome. So that is out. Try again. My God. So that was an event. Then, the thing is, it's kind of like we go do that, and then I come back home, and I'm like, all right, let's continue on with the day. But well worth it. Do not dismiss medical issues. Thank you if you're checking this show out live. You're always just so spectacular. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to enjoy this show. As you know, the show in its entirety is on Twitch. I didn't know how to do that. Yes, you do, because you have fingers and you have eyes. You log on to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Create your little username so that you can interact with me and whatever, and with this group that's here, raising hell. And you follow the show. And then when I go live, and then, when I do what like I'm about to do to the folks on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, cut you off, you don't have any interruption. And when you're following, when I go live. And then to be extra special, you can subscribe to the channel. When you do that, as the show progresses, there will be no ads when you're subscribed. You can subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime account. You get one a month, and you have to re-up it every single month, like manually. It doesn't do it automatically. So that is one thing you can do. Or if you like, I'm not saying, this is something you got to do. You can, if you want, pay $5 and get it ad-free. If not, sit through the ads. Who gives a shit? It's not like I'm going to say anything important. That is twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And, of course, you can download the audio podcast wherever you download podcasts 24/7, like Huge says, and get whatever you want. Maureen says, I had never twitched before. Easy. Thank you, Maureen. I appreciate that. I just did an impression of Huge with the you can get whatever you want 24/7, 8 days a week. I heard from Huge earlier, just yesterday, and I'm going to talk about that. But before I do that, I gotta bring in the Queen of the Forest, who I think is just leaving me right now. I didn't realize that. I thought she was long gone, on her way. And I love so much bringing her in here. She usually steals the show to some degree. I just heard the garage door open.
Hello?
Hey, you're headed out the door right now.
Huh?
You're headed out the door right now, right?
I am.
Off to and the kids are going on a field trip. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you bring sunscreen for your beautiful skin that has no melanin?
I did.
Okay. That is good. Is your hair up in a little pony?
It is.
Cute little red hair and a pony, bebopping down the trail with the kids?
You got it.
Okay, so these are the special ed kids, yes?
Yes.
They do summer school. Now, when special ed kids do summer school, is it because they were terrible at school? Are these like the bad kids?
Eric, no.
No, these are good kids. Well, I'm just asking.
No, it's just that they, it helps to help them retain stuff for the summer.
Yeah, because they've got they're not like they all the other kids. They might have a little bit a better handle on retention, whereas the kids that they're special needs, right?
Yes.
They have to be taken care of in a special way.
That is right.
Okay. By the way, I haven't really talked about this, but you are changing jobs with the school coming up this next school year. You're going back to your roots.
I am, but I'm going to be at the high school this time.
You were in the middle school in the special education program as a parapro. And then you took that job with Catholic Charities. It sucked. Went back to the school as a full-time sub, and now you're back to special ed, but in the high school, working one-on-one with one nameless soul who only will respond to you.
Pretty much.
Wow. you really have a knack for just connecting with people.
Yeah, I think that's my my go-to in life.
Yeah. I mean, you that it's a lost art form. Actually, being able to interact on that level like that type of focus. Not everybody can do that.
Right. Yeah, I think it just takes some patience and some caring and some resilience, so to speak, because it's not always going to be fun. But
I just went into great detail about yesterday again for this free podcast crowd. You're still feeling a little bit weird, huh?
yeah, I still feel a little strange, but
Are you? But you're happy that it went the way it did.
yes. But now I don't have an answer to why I feel so weird.
Do you think it has to do with stress?
Probably quite a bit of maybe, yeah.
What do you have on your mind?
Oh, a lot of things. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The suggestion, because the basement is not officially done yet.
Yeah, that's could add to my stress, yes.
Okay, 0 to 100. 0 to 100. What is the percentage of anxiety because of the basement?
25.
25. Well, wait a minute here.
It was supposed to be done when Maddie got out of school in May. It is now, she's going back to school in 1 month, and it's still not done.
Well,
so, yes, it does add.
I understand that. But, I mean, like Monday, I had to take the dog to the vet. Did I do that?
Yes.
Tuesday, I don't know what happened Tuesday. Something happened Tuesday. I think it was the RV had to be taken back or something like that.
That was at 8 o'clock at night, but okay, yeah.
Wednesday, it was you had to take you to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what all has to be done? I mean, that's a question Stevie wants to know, and I mean I know, but why don't you tell them what needs to be done?
Well, it needs to be cleaned up. The outlet plates need to be put back on. The door to the fuse box thing area needs to be put back on. The one closet door needs to be put back on.
Yeah, so final details need to be addressed.
Yeah, everything that was thrown into the storage room needs to be taken out of the storage room.
The room needs to be set up.
Yeah, set up pretty much.
So you want to be able to bring everything back, enjoy the room now. Yes, the floor is done.
Yeah.
Yes, it's painted. It's still shit because it's not, no one's
TV's
watching.
TV's not hooked up. Nothing else is, I mean, it's not a usable room at this point still.
Okay, so though 95% done, it's still useless. So it's just angering you even more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, today is a new day.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to try. That's all I can do is try. I'm going to work my ass off and get all of my chores done here today as much as I can. You know I won't sit around. I don't do that. I don't sit around. I don't dilly-dally. There's always something going on. I am working. I don't like sit around and play video games and do idiot
5 years.
I'm sorry?
I don't think you've played a video game in 5 years.
No, I don't waste my time.
No.
So there's that. But okay, all right. I hear you, and I'm going to work my ass off today to get at least one light plate put on the fucking wall.
Well, first we have to figure out if we need to get new ones. Remember, that was the first step. Looking at them to see if they are shitty or if they need to be replaced.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go get him today.
All right, I will.
I miss you already.
All right, I'll see you soon.
You know, by the way, 4 days away from a big day.
It is. Yep.
Okay. Can we go out to eat or something?
We should. Yeah. I mean,
it's a big day.
You don't want to do anything fancy, you said. Remember when you bolted me out of a dead sleep to tell us that?
Well, I think we're getting to a point, Diana, where the children and people close to us have to start planning parties for us.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
30 years is kind of a big deal.
30 years is a big deal. And if this bunch of freeloaders can't get their shit together and figure this out, well, I mean, that's just horrible.
It's true. Yeah.
So I don't know. Drop some hints on them or something.
It should, or you should. Maybe they'll listen to this and then they'll hear it.
All right. I will talk to you later. I love you.
Okay. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye. Queen of the Forest. You know, that day's coming when the school year starts that we won't be able to be blessed, regaled with her voice. That always makes me sad. Okay. So to my friends on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it's time for you to leave. But you don't have to miss anything. All you have to do is go to twitch.tv/EricZaneLive and then hit follow. I have a bunch of new people. I'm pretty sure were people who I'll just click this, off you go,